Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Storytime with Andrew. Today I'm going to be reading The Devils Sooty Brother by the Brothers Grimm again. And I haven't read this story yet. One of my friends recommended that I read it next. I don't know why he did, so let's jump right into it. Alright. A disbanded soldier had nothing to live on, and he did not know how to get on. So he went out into the forest, and when he had walked for a short time, he met a little man who was, however, the devil. The little man said to him, "What ails you? You seem so very sorrowful." Then the soldier said, "I am hungry, but have no money." The devil said, "If you will hire yourself to me, and be my serving man, you shall have enough for all your life. You shall serve me for 7 years, and after that you shall again be free. But one thing I must tell you, and that is, you must not wash, comb, or trim yourself, or cut your hair or nails, or wipe the water from your eyes." That's weird, like trim yourself and cut your hair, I think would be the same, unless you mean shaving, but that's, yeah, whatever. The soldier said, "All right, if there is no help for it," and went off with the little man, who straightway led him down into hell. Then he told him what he had to do. He was to poke the fire under the kettles wherein the hell broth was stewing, keep the house clean, drive all the sweepings behind the doors, and see that everything was in order. But if he once peeped into the kettles, it would go ill with him. The soldier said, "Good, I will take care." And the devil went out again on his wanderings, and the soldier entered upon his new duties, made the fire, swept the dirt well behind the doors, just as he had been bidden. So apparently, you don't have to worry about sweeping and picking up the dirt, you just have to put it behind doors, and no one will care. That's what I'm getting out of that whole paragraph right there. So anyways, when the devil came back again, he looked to see if all had been done, appeared satisfied, and went forth a second time. The soldier now took a good look on every side. The kettles were standing all around hell, with a mighty fire below them, and inside were boiling and sputtering. He would have given anything to look inside them if the devil had not so particularly forbidden him. At last he could no longer restrain himself, slightly raised the lid of the first kettle and peeped in. And there he saw his former corporal shut in. "Aha, old bird," he said. "Do I meet you here? You once had me in your power, now I have you." He quickly let the lid fall, poked the fire, and added a fresh log. After that he went to the second kettle, raised its lid also a little, peeped in. His former ensign was in that. "Aha, old bird, so I find you here. You once had me in your power, now I have you." He closed the lid again, and fetched yet another log to make it really hot. Then he wanted to see who might be sitting up in the third kettle. It was actually but a general. "Aha, old bird, do I meet you here? You once had me in your power, now I have you." And he fetched the bellows and made the hellfire blaze right under him. So he did his work 7 years in hell, did not wash, comb, or trim himself, or cut his hair or nails, or wash the water out of his eyes. And the 7 years seemed so short to him that he thought that he had only been half a year. Now when the time fully gone by, the devil came and said, "Well, Hans, what have you done?" "I poked the fire under the kettles, I have swept all the dirt behind the doors." "But you have peeped into the kettles as well. It is lucky for you that you added fresh logs to them, or else your life would have been forfeited. Now that your time is up, will you go home again?" "Yes," said the soldier. "I should very much like to see what my father is doing at home." The devil said, "In order that you may receive the wages you have earned, go and fill your knapsack full of the sweepings, and take it home with you. You must also go unwashed and uncombed, with long hair on your head and beard. with uncut fingernails and dim eyes. And when you are asked whence you come, you must say, from hell. And when you are asked who you are to say, the Devils Sooty Brother, and my kings as well. The soldier held his peace, and did as the devil bade him, but he was not at all satisfied with his wages. Then as soon as he was up in the forest again, he took his knapsack from his back to empty it, but on opening it, the sweepings had become pure gold. I should never have expected that, he said, and was well pleased, and entered the town. The landlord was standing in front of him of the inn. When he saw the soldier approaching, he was terrified, because Hans looked so horrible, worse than a scarecrow. He called to him and asked, Whence comest thou? From hell. Who art thou? The Devil's Sooty Brother, and my king as well. Then the host would not let him enter, but when Hans showed him the gold, he came and unlatched the door himself. Hans then ordered the best room and attendants, ate, and drank his fill, but neither washed nor combed himself as the devil had bidden him, and at last lay down to sleep. But the knapsack full of gold remained before the eyes of the landlord, and left him no peace, and during the night he crept in and stole it away. The next morning, however, when Hans got up and wanted to pay the landlord and travel further, behold, his knapsack was gone. But he soon composed himself and thought, Thou hast been unfortunate from no fault of thine own, and straightway went back to hell, complained of his misfortune to the old devil, and begged for his help. The devil said, Seat yourself, I will wash, comb, and trim you, cut your hair and nails, and wash your eyes for you. And when he had done with him, he gave him a knapsack back again, full of sweepings, and said, Go and tell the landlord he must return you your money, or else I will come and fetch him, and he shall poke the fire in your place. Hans went up and said to the landlord, Thou hast stolen my money. If thou dost not return it, thou shalt go down to hell in my place, and wilt look as horrible as I. Then the landlord gave him the money, and more besides, only begging him to keep it secret, and Hans was now a rich man. He set out on his way home to his father, bought himself a shabby smock frock to wear, and strolled about making music, for he had learned to do that while he was with the devil in hell. There was, however, an old king in the country, before whom he had to play, and the king was so delighted with his playing that he promised him his eldest daughter in marriage. But when she heard that she was to be married to a common fellow in a smock frock, she said, Rather than do that, I would go into the deepest water. And the king gave him the youngest, who was quite willing to do it, to please her father, and thus the Devil's Sooty Brother got the king's daughter. And when the king died, the whole kingdom likewise. The end. That is, I don't understand just going over that story, I don't understand what the moral of that story is. Go to hell, get rich, don't wash, come up, marry the king's daughter, and then when he dies, everyone else dies, because the devil takes over the kingdom or something. I don't know. Let me know in a comment below what you think this story's about. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.